I've never had. I've had good conversations with everyone else.
And it's like there's no seating option. I've said to her over and over again, I'm embarrassed to ask for a chair. It's embarrassing because I'm the only one in a line of 20 people and I'm asking for a chair.
She's an asshole.
I shouldn't be required to stand for over 20 minutes getting my medication. It's already on hold from their ordering system.
I agree. I've had the same. Express lane should be either pick up or bam, bam, no questions asked. You know exactly what you're getting, exactly what weight. Your money's already correct.
No,
like,
this is
boom,
what
boom.
they told me.
That's express line to me.
What they said to me is, we can't tell people to get out and the other way because they have medical conditions. So do I, and it's called PTSD. Get me out of this fucking line. Fuck.
One time,
I just had a call.
Go ahead.
Voice this because I know I can't be alone in this. And me without my medication, it should be against the law. They shouldn't be able to deny me access to my doctor-prescribed medication. It's not fair. I didn't threaten nobody. I didn't throw nothing. I didn't push nobody. I didn't touch nobody. I was just loud just like this. And everybody in the line stood there agreeing with me. Everyone, but nobody said anything. Nobody said, yes, she's right.
Do they have like a rules and regulations?
Yeah, that's what they're like.
they
Oh, well,
do.
you were taught the code of conduct. And I said to you, and I had to say, listen, when I started here was day one. There was no code of conduct for this.
Was anything explained to you, like for how long or indefinitely or what?
Just that it's under review, and that's been weeks ago.
Under
and it's
review
still
by
under
who?
review. I
Under
don't
review.
know.
Sounds like
Bridget?
Facebook.
Bridget,
Oh, Lord.
the same one who put me out. Like, how the fuck is that fair?
Yeah, you need an independent review.
And I don't even know how to get it. I mean, they take advantage of some people are patients like me and don't know how to reach out to people. How long I've been following your podcast? Have I ever called in? Yeah, I'm upset. I'm unmedicated. So sorry.
Well, if you were here, we'd
You
smoke
guys-
you up.
I wish I could get there today. And that's part of the problem. I can't even get to Breakwater. I can't get to Garden State. I'm stuck with the garbage mid-grade dirt
where are
weed
you
in
located?
Camden.
Camden. What's
Camden.
closest to Camden besides Curaleaf?
I go to Camden on Sundays.
Egg Harbor, right? Yeah.
Yeah, CCF, you'll get a 10% discount for your distance away.
Yeah, that's my...
That's helpful, at least.
I mean,
It's
every
just-
little bit counts.
Something.
It's so
Not everybody knows that.
frustrating. It's not like I have another dispensary around the corner, but like, fuck you, I'll go over here. But because I'm not spending the $2,000 a pop as that other man, I got to stand behind him? I just... Their express lane is a fail.
I've heard that.
Express lane is a fail.
Heard that.
Express lane is a fail. And somebody get Bridget's mean little ass out of there. Damn it. And learn how to talk to people who are patient. We're not just going in buying groceries. This is our medicine. I'm frustrated. I love you guys. Keep up the good fight.
Would we be hurting or helpful if we called Curaleaf on your behalf, try to get you back in there?
Please go ahead, because I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Okay.
You want to continue to shop there out of just necessity.
Yeah, even if I just got to ignore her, and I've been just ignoring her.
That's what I've done. And I guess it was completely obvious. I was like, you can go ahead of me because I was not interested in Bridget helping me. I'll wait 10 more minutes till somebody else opens, truly. But that's what I tried to do for the longest time. And I couldn't even be allowed to do that. So another confrontation.
Yes.
And I'm
you
just
know
there
what? We
trying to
shouldn't
get my
have to
medication.
feel like that. We should not have to feel like this person doesn't care about our health.
It was completely demeaning, clapping your hands in between words.
Please.
To me, that's suggestive of
I'd slap
not
the
capable
bullshit
of
out of one of
grasping
my
what you're
children doing
saying.
that.
Or
My children are all grown, but I'd slap the bullshit out of one of my children who thought they were going to smack their hands talking to me.
I can't get hype public, you know. Because, yeah,
And that's
exactly.
why
She's
I'm
not wrong.
medicated.
You're going to get kicked out.
That's why I stay medicated, but they don't understand that I can't be medicated coming into your facility. And I don't have the $200 to pay somebody else because I wouldn't go in there at all.
You're in Camden?
Yeah,
What part?
yeah. East Camden. It's like the borderline of Pennsauken. And it's like, but I don't think they understand. I'm in the black market. I'm in it. I can get them dirty vape cartridges. I don't want that shit.
Right. They're everywhere.
I'm going to spend $10 for 0.8 of marijuana. That's not fair when I can get the whole ready to roll for 3.7.
Do you have any interest in going to D.C.? I believe DJ was looking for someone to ride to D.C. with her, wasn't she?
Ah.
I would
I
ride
believe
to D.C.
she's
because
close
she
to
deal with my
you.
little lunatic ass.
Yeah, DC road trip. There you go. You're fun. You're fun crazy.
I am a fun crazy, and that's when I'm like, I'm just loud. I didn't, like I said, I didn't throw nothing. I didn't raise my arms in the air,
Didn't
flapping
kill nobody.
around.
No blood.
I was voicing my opinion that it's a flawed, fucked up system,
Take it to the face.
and I'm kicked out for that.
All right, we're gonna call Curaleaf, and I'll see how that goes.
I love you guys. Have a beautiful day.
a
Whoever
beautiful day.
Detroit person is, I'm not normally like this. If I'm medicated, I'm a quite normal person.
Yeah, we need to get you medicated quickly.
Quickly. Have a beautiful day, guys.
You too, dear. Bye, Maria.
Bye.
I can't hang up on her. I'm not hanging up on people today. It's too horrible.
Are you calling her?
I'm gonna call Curaleaf.
You should. You gonna get Bridget on the phone?
Bridget
you
never
email
actually
her and
called
be like,
me
"Hey,
back.
I wanna
Bridget
talk to you."
denied that it was her. She was like, no, I would never say such a thing. I was like, you absolutely very much did.
Yeah, you better let me talk to her. I'm shutting your mic off.
I'm going to have to run from the bee, it looks anyway. It keeps coming around. I'm so scared.
Curaleaf. Is it called Curaleaf? Yeah, Belmar. Here it is. Flower. NewJerseyCuraleaf.com. Here we go. All right. This should be interesting. Hello. All right. You don't have to watch me make the call, guys. Just, you know.
You want us to talk
I'm
now?
getting there. Yeah, I'm
I'm
getting
medicating.
there. Oh, you're smoking.
I thought I was
amped
shut
up.
off.
My heart's pounding.
It's going to take me a minute here.
My
Sorry.
anxiety is getting the best of me.
People have been liking to mute me the past couple of days, it seems.
That's a honeybee. He shouldn't bother you.
Yeah, if you don't bother it.
He does like
if
you, though.
I don't bother it, it won't bother me.
Yeah, he won't fuck with you too much.
No, it really wants to be.
I got a song for Curaleaf, but that's not going to help.
No, probably not.
No, that won't help at all, unless we're there.
So Curaleaf released a statement that they don't use any vitamin E acetate in their oils.
No?
Yeah, I mean, that's a positive.
Okay. If you say so.
I had to get lozenges and carts before my thing ran out. And I used that to go fly anyway. So
I wonder how many patients are confused about what's going on and have stopped buying legit cartridges from the dispensaries.
I don't know. A lot, because it is all clumped together.
It's all clumped together. There needs to be more
Got it.
clarity.
Got it.
Thank you for calling Curaleaf New Jersey. Please pay attention as our options have changed. To reach the dispensary to schedule a first-time consultation or for general inquiries, press 1. For directions to our location, press 2. For a menu of currently available products, press 3. To leave a message, press 4. Thank you for calling Curaleaf New Jersey and have a wonderful day. Thank you for calling Curaleaf, New Jersey. Please leave a detailed message, including your callback information after the tone, and we will return your call in a timely manner. Thank you.
Good afternoon. This is Lefty Grimes. I'm calling on behalf of Maria Rodriguez. She is a patient there at Curaleaf, and she has PTSD. And she actually got loud and she got banned. And I think that's a little unfair. That maybe can you look at her case some more, because she's really suffering and she really needs to get back into Curaleaf for her PTSD to be treated with her medical cannabis. And I wish you could look at her case some more. I know her case is under review. If you could kindly look at it again and help this person out, have some compassion, because she is suffering from PTSD, and that's the reason why she did get loud. I heard other patients have problems with the express line. Many patients have come to me and told me about this problem. And I've heard this from quite a few people that are sitting here at the table right now, that the express line is not being used properly, and it's causing a lot of contention between patients and between dispensary and patients. If you're in the express line, you're not supposed to be asking questions. You're not supposed to be getting your month's supply. You're supposed to be in and out, right? Is that correct, guys? Right?
Buy whatever you want.
Know what you want.
No questions.
You got to know what you want, yeah. So, what's that? I can't hear you.
Money ready. Like,
yeah.
I was in there once, and the person in front of me in the express line didn't have their money ready. They ran back and forth to the Mac machine 4 times.
Yeah, that's not fair to somebody who... Now, you got people that are sick that can't stand for 20 minutes either.
Like me.
Like Tracy can't stand for 20 minutes, so she needs to be in the express line. Because of her illness, she can't stand for too long in a line. And that's what Maria was affected by, was standing for too long. And she wanted to sit down, and she couldn't. And it just escalated to... When you have PTSD... I don't know if you understand it, but it's a disease, or it's an ailment where your mind races and you get...
To save message, press 0. To repeat recording, press 1. To verify your recording, press 2.
What
to exit,
a sneaky
press
thing
pound.
to do.
No, they didn't hang up. That's the end of the message. What was my options again? 0? To save?
Message saved.
That's all we can do. I didn't leave a number. I should call back and leave my number.
Yeah, right.
You don't get someone on the telephone anymore when you call? You automatically leave messages?
Yes.
That's helpful.
Yeah, it's helpful. Not. It's medical.
So now you gotta wait and wait and wait and wait and wait some more. And then some more waiting on top of waiting.
I wonder if my incident being reported to Bridget, if it was ever documented. Because I've heard of people having problems with her as well. Like, I'm not, like, joining up and bullying. But when you have someone that's a common denominator in all of these things, and it's usually not any empathy at all, I don't know. It's not someone that I think that should be working directly with patients either, if it is a continuous problem.
Oh yeah, absolutely. She shouldn't be. She shouldn't. It's getting the people to listen. People
Right.
that run the place to listen.
Here we go. I'm going to call the American Vaping Association.
The AVA?
Yeah. And I'm going to ask them some questions.
Like, are they going to try to block this?
They're trying. AVA was on CNN this morning. It's on my Facebook page.
Nice.
Hey, what's up?
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, hi. Good afternoon. This is Lefty Grimes. You're on the air. We're doing a podcast at the State House, New Jersey. And I have a vape shop owner here with me. And we need to know more about this vaping ban because it's hitting us here in New Jersey really hard with the Steve Sweeney's ban and now Donald Trump's ban. We're being affected, and these vape shops really need some answers. Can you help us out here?
Sure. Very briefly, because I'm literally in a green room about to do Fox News in 20 minutes or so. And the poor makeup lady needs to actually do the work.
Okay. What's your name? I'm sorry.
Greg Conley. I run the AVA.
Hey, Greg, my name's Eric Sott. I'm one of the owners of Pure Puff Vapor Supply in West Berlin, New Jersey. How are you?
I'm good.
Great. I didn't know that Mr. Grimes was actually calling you.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. Can you help us out?
So pretty much when it comes to Senator Sweeney's proposal, we don't know all the details. He put out a press release talking about the possibility of phasing out the sale of vaping products. Meanwhile, I completely understand his concerns. I think phasing out the sale of the vape product is a good idea for public health. I am hopeful that Senator Sweeney, since we do have some Democrat allies that in the New Jersey State House that want to destroy this industry, that we will be able to have them at a responsibility for actually meet with Senator Sweeney and come to an actual rational solution. Then meanwhile, at the federal level, Donald Trump has proposed, and you could see very quickly a rule come out where any nicotine containing or nicotine derived from tobacco, nicotine containing vaping product that is not in the tobacco flavor, it will become illegal to continue to sell it unless it has been approved by the FDA. So there are some scary and dark times ahead for this industry.
And this is happening fairly quickly. Can you speak into your phone? Because I'm losing your signal. But yeah, this is happening very quickly here. Is there a reason for that?
Yeah. The lung illnesses that are clearly being caused by contaminated THC cartridges gave a great impetus to the Health and Human Services Secretary, Azar, to hate the vaping industry. He was able to use the fact that, quote, young people are dying, even though not from flavors, to convince President Trump that this is an epidemic that needs action.
Well, so is smoking cigarettes. I mean, people die from cigarettes too. I don't know.
Why is there not a tobacco ban?
Yeah, let's ban tobacco.
Yeah, it's a question to ask Senator Sweeney and President Trump, but it's going to be a long road ahead of us. And unfortunately, you're going to have a lot of people now, because of these bad lung illnesses stories, not presenting the full truth. You're going to have more people believing that vaping is just as bad as smoking. So there is, as I said, for the fourth time, dark and difficult days ahead. But in the end, I think harm reduction will win.
Well, Greg, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you. We'd love to speak to you more about this when you have more time.
Yeah.
But
thank you for everything that you do.
But yeah, we appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. Bye-bye. That's Greg from the AVA. Couldn't hear him too well.
No, unfortunately.
But he echoed the same thing you were saying, pretty much.
Yeah, they're not talking points. This is the truth of what's happening, and mark my words. And unfortunately, and I feel for anybody that's ill or will become ill, banning e-liquid flavors is not going to solve or resolve that issue. That fact is going to remain a constant as long as the black market proliferates. So let's see what happens. I hope I'm wrong. I really do.
So do I, for your sake and for other small businesses.
Yeah, you got enough on your plate. You don't need this. I mean, you're trying to survive here.
Sure.
Support a family. What the F,
And you're
man?
sick. You also have back issues that are limiting your health and wellness.
Yeah.
And your ability to provide in a different manner.
Let's just see what happens with this. We'll see what the actual, what this ruling comes out to be and how severe it is. Is it going to be everything, or is there going to be a negotiation at some point in time where it's just like the Juul types of closed pod devices have that type of regulation? Because those are the devices that, when you're talking about today's youth, the majority of them are using a Juul device.
I see a speakeasy in your future.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You know what? It'll probably be a lot easier to operate in that landscape than this.
Yeah, delivery.
Right.
Man.
Non-Chinese vapes.
One kick coming after the other.
That's
America,
right.
baby.
Really?
That's right. Yeah.
America first.
America, yeah.
Right?
Go small business.
Right.
Go away, because they don't want you here. You don't got the money to play with the big boys? Fold up, go home, and get a different job. because you're not allowed to be small business anymore.
That's right.
No way. They can't make money off of you. Go away. Go away.
No, they can.
But they're not seeing the benefits that they can.
They can make money.
Of course they can.
Why don't you charge people to show them how to get into the vape industry and start charging them for symposiums?
For what?
That's what I'm saying.
If it were legal, this would be a good way to go about doing it.
A lot of people are doing that, though. They're making
So,
money.
Yeah.
They're making money saying, hey, you can get into this industry, and we'll tell you how.
Right.
Give us money.
Give us money.
And we'll tell you how to get in the
And
industry.
hope and pray it goes legal to do it.
So why don't you do that?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Have meetings at your
seminars.
Seminars?
Yeah.
Every day, have a seminar.
Okay, let's do it.
Charge $25 a head.
Absolutely. You know what? Subscription every month.
Subscription for.
Roll it in.
I'll
There
teach
you
you all
go.
about vapes.
Yeah, every month.
And how to get in the industry.
Yep.
I can't. I can't even right now.
I can't, right?
I can't.
Dude, I feel for you. I'm just
Why
trying to
not?
lighten it up a little bit.
Lindsay
for you.
Lohan
No,
has
know
one.
What am I gonna do?
I'm like surprised.
What am I
I
going to
feel
do?
like
Sit there
I'm
and cry with you? No,
I feel
I'm
like
not
I'm
gonna
doing.
cry with you.
I feel like I'm doing. I feel like I'm doing okay. I feel like I'm doing.
I think
fine.
you will be all right.
I'm all right. I got my own.
I think you're going to be okay, though, because of the speakeasy situation, which we won't talk about that anymore. And plus, you're going to have tobacco-flavored vapes available. So
Well,
that'll be
those-
your business.
yeah.
The one will go down, one will go up.
So I'm going to tell you this, folks. We got the best tobacco liquid.
You do.
It's the only one. It's tobacco flavor. Mm-hmm. You should check it out.
You can have different tobacco.
Doesn't that sound freaking appealing?
Yes.
Yes.
You can have different tobacco strains.
So the guy
flavors.
down the street, he's got tobacco also.
Okay.
Yeah, we all have tobacco.
Good.
That's what we got. Like
We're just like a Wawa, only smaller.
I got 12 feet of of tasting bar space. That bar in my shop, I built that bar.
love that bar.
I built that with my hands.
It smells so good over there.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. Oh my god.
Like I don't even know what to do with that. He's
Makes-
like, I'm gonna have one tester tank. It's gonna have tobacco in it. There's no need.
You can have different types of tobacco, right?
Yeah, I can have.
Colombian,
I'm messing around.
Colombian.
I mean, I don't know.
Ecuadorian.
Okay, so now the question is, like, can you have a vanilla tobacco or like a honey tobacco, or can you have like a fruit mixed in with your tobacco,
Can
or
you
is it,
add
can
your
it be
own?
like just a generic tobacco? Like, what is the definition of a tobacco?
You can make it so you can
Right.
add your own. Have a little thing where you can add your
Well,
own.
yeah, there's
whatever
gonna
to
be.
it.
So what's gonna happen?
Aftermarket
So what
shit.
will happen is the companies will come out with aroma shots. So they'll come out with an unfinished product where it's gonna be.
Yeah, here's your.
Here's a bottle of your concentrated liquid.
Right.
And get your own nicotine and mix up this many milliliters and shake the piss out of the bottle, and now you have our liquid. Because that's not a finished product. That, they're not going to regulate that right away, but they will.
Right.
But that's going to be the next. That's going to be the next thing in the vape market.
Just things for lawyers to
aroma
fight
shots.
over. Lawyers are making a lot of money right now. That's who's getting paid,
Sure.
by the way.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're politicians. That's what they do.
Well, yeah, those guys and the lawyers that work for them.
Well, they're all lawyers.
And pretty much, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
They're all. That's their background.
In
All of
one
them
way
know
or
law.
another.
They write
Law
law. They know
or
law.
the
They're
law.
lawyers.
Yep. Any politician was a lawyer at one point in time.
Trump?
Ah, no.
No.
He,
He was
thought he was.
not a
He
lawyer.
still thinks he is. 'Cause he thinks he's above the law. So. Most lawyers. out
Well,
there
he's
think
concerned
that's
about the
it.
job market. He just put 350,000 people out of
Yeah,
work.
Well, he doesn't care about that. Come on, man. He's losing money on tobacco. You know he's got money in it.
Does he have money in that, or does he have connections to what the new legislation is going to look like under his role
Both. Probably.
for vape? I think the business. I think the
Both.
business of vape is going to be completely stripped down to nothing, and they're just going to rebuild it under what they want, under their regulation, how they
Which
want.
is going to make him money.
You could do it. You could do it. No, you're excluded. You could do it. You could do it. Not you though. Isn't that how
Yep.
it's done?
Oh, hell yeah. Gotta pay to play. You don't make enough, you. You don't make enough. You're not a big enough player in
Apparently
this
not.
game.
Nope.
It's fucking crazy. It really is. It's insane. Stuff's gotta end. Quickly.
Yeah. Well, this is about as quickly as you get.
I'm going to get something for Tracy right now. I'll be right back.
Ooh, I know what it is.
Oh, wait, my cheesecake?
I like cheesecake.
Cheese what?
I've been hearing about this cheesecake.
Cheese who?
I've been hearing about
Cheesecake.
it.
I've heard about cheesecake for a long time.
Who does
Yeah,
it,
me
like-
too.
Oh my.
But I haven't seen
I ha-
it.
It's supposed to be
I had these intoxicated passengers in Philadelphia the other day.
pretzel
doing it.
crust.
And they were like,
Yeah.
they were like, I want some cheesecake. And then other girls like, I want some cheesesteaks. And I was like, cheesecakes and cheesesteaks. And they busted out laughing.
Hold this. That's the.
Is this for, I don't think this is for you to open. I don't think that would
Okay.
be a great surprise. Or I think there is something in there for you. I don't know.
Okay.
We can see there's plates.
Open it on camera. Show everybody what
Yeah.
it is.
Wow, what a wonderful
'cause
day.
I'm
today.
Yeah, it's really nice
It's
out.
beautiful out. Oh my god.
It is, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It is
What a
pretty
beautiful
day.
birthday, huh?
I'm tired, man. I'm so exhausted.
You
New
look
York
it.
all day yesterday, but you know what? It was the best.
Hey,
thing.
you're
I had
allowed
the
to. It's your
best
birthday.
time.
You can be whatever you want to be today.
I had the best time with my kid. It was one of the nicest things I think we've ever done. So.
Ooh,
Still have the spring on it.
Oh wow, I like that
no
candle.
way. But you're gonna have me blow my candle out.
Well, then you can smoke it.
To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tracy. Happy birthday to you.
That's great.
Woo!
That's awesome.
Huh? So I guess the way to put it
Oh,
out
I
is
have
to
the
hit
knife,
it.
huh?
Who made that?
Me.
Wow.
Sorry about the sides. I didn't get to clean the sides off, but
That's okay.
it was just made.
That looks
very-
amazing.
Yeah, tell us about this.
It's a, it's a pretzel crust cheesecake
And the joint still hits.
made with mascarpone cheese,
Wow.
sour cream.
Wow.
I have I have a peanut butter for Tracy, and cherry topping for the rest of us.
Oh
Wow.
Wow.
Peanut butter.
I had issues with this cheesecake. I had no form. I had to borrow the form from my neighbor because my form was missing while I was making it. And then as I'm making it,
It's cheesy.
our processor stopped working. So I had to actually pulverize the pretzels by hand and the graham crackers by hand. I had to pulverize them, and the kitchen was a mess.
Nice.
But it was fun.
It was fun though, right?
Yeah, I
It
love
looks
making
How
it.
medicated were you when you did it?
Oh, we have to unlock it and
I was gonna
yeah,
say.
just unlock it and lift
Oh,
that
that's
sucker up.
in the form. Oh, it's like,
Yeah,
what's the
so
coating on
this
the
way-
outside? That's a form.
Is this pizza box empty?
Oh, we can make it.
Is
Not
this,
this
is
one.
this
Are there plates?
medicated?
Hold
No.
on, let me fix
There's
it.
no plates, or it's not medicated, or both.
Oh, it's not medicated.
Looks amazing.
It does.
I don't think. Yeah.
Happy birthday! It's a bouncing ball.
Woo!
Oh, it's a bee that.
No,
I have the same
come on.
kind of dashiki.
Thank
Put
you.
this away somewhere, please. No.
Come here, talk on the mic. Come here.
Cindy just got here.
Get on the mic. What happened?
We just saw.
You saved my life.
Cindy,
Oh, I hurt him.
you gotta dig it. Oh yeah, here. Let me get it.
Cheesecake.
Yeah. Yeah. That looks. Yeah.
Hold on. I don't think.
What'd you hurt? Your back? I got my arm. See my arm?
See.
I think just now. Right, just now. No, I'll be okay. See that? So,
Yeah.
I go feel it. Yeah, I kind of. I just broke one the other day doing CPR.
I know. I saw that. I'm sorry.
I went to
gentleman.
I went to I couldn't save
I'll
him.
pass it down.
Ooh.
Whoops.
Is there any napkins or anything?
You good?
Probably not.
Everybody's good right now?
Well, this cheesecake looks great.
And
Came out
sour
good.
cherry. That looks good.
Wow. This is the first
They're
one.
avocados.
You can have like nothing.
I can have nothing.
Pretty much.
You having cake?
Yeah.
How you doing? You okay?
Cindy, you can't have this.
No, Cindy's allergic to everything.
Oh my goodness.
And Cindy's granddaughter, I wouldn't. She's allergic to peanuts, and I'm not allergic to peanuts.
Can I have
But she's allergic to laundry soap.
Just one is good. I don't know.
You want more?
Who else is allergic to laundry soap?
I am sensitive to certain types.
Yeah, I can only have free and clear.
Super allergic.
This isn't anybody's. Whose is it?
So, let's speak about marijuana and the dispensaries. I heard they're putting out some new dispensaries, and I went to Breakwater, and they've seemed to improve.
Good job, man.
They have improved. Look, what do you think? Is that an improvement?
Oh, wow. This is from where? Breakwater?
Breakwater, yeah.
What
it
flavor?
Looks pretty. Kush for it's what I get every single time.
Smells yummy.
It's 28%, and it's got the highest CBD content. So this stuff is really good. I'm happy with it. I've been going to Breakwater lately. I went to Cureleaf. Yes, you can. When I went to Cureleaf, I haven't been there in a while. They had some really good specials. So I got Hero and Asteroid and Silvertip.
It actually smells like marijuana.
Yeah, Breakwater smells like marijuana, looks like marijuana, and tastes like marijuana.
Really?
Tastes great. Wait until you taste it. It tastes great. What I found with Cureleaf is I don't know what the hell they're spraying on their weed, but it causes me to get asthma. I have not had asthma since I stopped smoking their pot. I started buying it again, and I got asthma again. It affected my lungs. Now, when I asked them before, and I was called into the office because of my remarks, and I asked George, what are you spraying on the plants? Because he called me into the office when George was working there. He no longer works there because when I went into Cureleaf, I said, I'm either going to get treated like VIP or I'm going to get called into the office. And she goes, well, you're VIP today because George no longer works here. So George had called me into the office because I had made a remark that I had got bilateral bacterial pneumonia and asthma. And somebody else, a few other people, one that was working inside Cureleaf, I think Kevin Harry, had also got it. So when they called me into the office, they told me I better not mention the pneumonia and the asthma in the same sentence as Cureleaf, or they would sue me for defamation of character. And I said, what? I mean, first of all, I didn't say nothing. It was on my own private site, so they're spying on me on my own private site. Told me I couldn't post on my own private site any remarks about them. And that causes, post-traumatic stress when you already have post-traumatic stress. I mean, I was called into the office enough when I was a kid in school. I don't expect to go to my medical facility to pick up my medicine for post-traumatic stress and have them cause post-traumatic stress. However, I hadn't gone back there in a while. I went back there, and sure enough, I was coughing my head off.
Wow, that's like some real strong-arm tactics there.
I'll tell you what, I asked.
For real?
Yes, for real. And I asked them what were they possibly spraying on it. And George had informed me, Stephen Kuspowitz, and my husband that they were spraying oil of oregano on it. Well, we looked up oil of oregano, and it turns into like a cyanide type of thing. And you cannot smoke it. It's approved for FDA for food, for eating, not for
tobacco.
smoking.
It's
So
prohibited
then-
from tobacco
That's
use.
right. So then we called up and we called them out on it again, and I wanted to know what they were spraying on their plants, if it was oregano, because we had looked it up, and he
And-
said, no, it wasn't oregano, it was rosemary.
But what are they spraying for? What's the purpose of the spray?
It's a natural insecticide. So my husband had
Is that
a question.
as a preventative measure? Are they spraying everything, or are they only treating when needed?
Strangely enough, this is turned into pretty recent with my husband making a remark up on the site that they did admit to us that they were spraying, safe and organic herbs like
Well, just because it's
rosemary.
organic doesn't mean it's safe.
Right, exactly. And that they were
so-
spraying it on the plants as a pesticide, a natural pesticide. And my husband made a remark and said, well, if you are a controlled indoor facility, how come you even have to spray for bugs? Why do you even have bugs? And do you have bugs? And is that the reason you're spraying? His remark was deleted within minutes.
The reality of the matter is that the cannabis plant attracts numerous bugs.
Yeah.
It's like problematic, especially in an indoor environment, because you're playing Mother Nature. Mites, spider
Because
mites.
a
Yeah,
friend
sure.
of mine, Lisa, had come on the show and showed the little mite bodies. If
But
you
the other
remember, we
thing-
had a name for his
but-
little
but
corpse
most-
that
but
we were
most
smoking.
plants
You
will
remember?
have some
we were
mites on it.
smoking,
I mean, that's like-
what was his name?
There
Lefty
it
gave him
goes.
a name. Yeah.
It happens.
I also have something that I need to address with you. This vaping situation.
Oh, don't get me
I
started.
heard that it is vitamin E that is being sprayed on these plants. Now, I'm telling you what, with the dispensaries admitting that they're using these natural, pesticides and
Wait,
stuff.
Nobody's spraying vitamin E
No.
on plants.
Well, no, there was a report that there was something with
Not on the plants.
Not on the plants.
Okay, what was it
you're
being
looking at
sprayed
two
on?
different things.
Okay.
It's not being sprayed.
where did
so
the
the
vitamin
black-
E come in?
So I'm going to tell you.
Yes, I'm
so
curious.
You're going to find the propensity of these reports. The patients were using black market THC cartridges.
Right.
Okay, so they're not in a regulated landscape.
But
Okay,
there was a report about Baltimore
but I'm gonna
patients.
try to answer your question.
Look it up. Baltimore, Maryland, patients, dispensary, vapes. I seen it today.
It was vitamin E in the cartridges.
In the cartridges, it's a dilutant that they're using and a thickening agent. That's being sold like nationally,
Right.
but not through like legitimate companies.
Right. Now,
Right? So you have black market folks who just some people are in it just to make money. Let's
Right.
face it. So like the food chain starts somewhere, and the guy that created it used ingredients that you should not be using in a vapable solution, and people are sick and people have died, and it's a horrible thing.
6 people today.
And
this
again,
sixth one.
they were vaping, but they were not vaping regulated e-liquid for nicotine.
Right.
It's for THC.
Right, and it was black market, and it's somebody just like these people who think that they can make this stuff and sell it, and they're using coconut oil, which is deadly poison to vape.
You don't want any lipids in your lungs.
Right, and people don't know this, and a lot of these young people are trying to make money, and they don't know what they're
Well,
doing.
this one kid was in like Kansas or something yesterday, got busted. He had 10 employees. He's like 22 years old, this kid. 10 employees. They were making 3,000 to 5,000 cartridges daily. Daily.
And they had no idea what they were doing. They weren't
They
regulated.
were selling them wholesale, $15 a pop.
Right.
Think
And
about that.
then people are buying them and selling them on the street for 30
Or
and-
45 or 50.
45.
And the
Right,
dilutants that they're using to increase the volume of the cartridge to make it look like you're getting a better deal, it's a bunch of BS.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's become an epidemic.
It's a total
now
epidemic.
It's giving the marijuana and the e-cigarettes a bad name
Well,
just because of
e-cigarettes
the
are going to
few.
disappear now.
Yeah, it's
They're gonna
because of the
disappear, and you know
people
what's
that
gonna
were
happen?
Putting fentanyl in the damn drugs. I mean, they're doing this now, and it's really hurting, the people that need this stuff. Now, they thought they finally had something that they could use to relieve their pain, and now they're dying and getting sick from it because of
Because
these
it's a
kind of
cheaper
people.
alternative.
Yeah.
Because licensed dispensaries, especially in this state, I feel like there's a little bit of being taken advantage of because there's limited selection, there's limited opportunity for us to go, I'll just go to the next store down the street. No, it doesn't work that way.
Well, you also heard Trump is trying to get rid of flavored vapes now because he said that it's targeted towards children. So what about all these people that finally got off of cigarettes and smoking and found relief with their
They
flavored
don't have
vapes?
that option anymore.
No, they don't. Maybe they should put a warning. Maybe they should have tighter security for age limits, right? So
Well,
you could
we
stay
do,
in
but
business.
we're an age-restricted industry. The age to vape and purchase in the state of New Jersey is 21. It's one of the strictest in the nation.
Right.
And I can only speak for myself, but I could tell you that my competitors that are local to me, they have the same stance on it. They don't serve minors. Like we don't serve minors.
Right, and what the problem is the street people who aren't paying the taxes and don't have the proper facility and testing and make sure that they're legit, they're the ones that are basically ruining your business.
Yes. Absolutely. We're screwed. This industry, the e-liquid industry, the vape industry is in turmoil. And there's just going to be closure after closure after closure.
Well,
after
I'll give
closure after
everybody a
closure.
warning out there that's selling illegal vapes. They're watching for you. They're looking for you on Facebook, and they've already busted a lot of people that have been selling the vapes.
Yeah,
That
it's like-
illegal vapes, because I've seen it coming up on the Facebook feed that, there was several people arrested that were selling the vape cartridges. And now they're going to be charged as if they were selling like a deadly dangerous.
Like I appreciate the black market. I
Of
do.
course. Well, they don't even realize that they're getting themselves into this because a lot of them are thinking, oh, this is just marijuana, man. But they don't realize they're treating it. And they're putting, it's just like the drug dealer that's putting the fentanyl in the drugs. That's killing people.
Yeah.
Now they're killing people.
Right, there's no regard. There's no
Exactly.
regard. They don't care. It's all about the...
Somebody have successfully weaponized this.
It's horrible.
Oh,
It's
it's
horrible.
true. It's
Wow.
true. It's a good way to
Taint the
take out
supply.
the legitimacy.
Right, I see that. Yeah.
If they wanted to, cause a scandal and, make you guys close down because Big Pharma's
definitely get
pissed
it.
because they're not making money off their tobacco,
Well, Big Pharma's not making money off
Probably
Chantix,
L&Bs.
other pills like
Oh,
Wellbutrin,
yeah, but
the
they're not
patch.
selling as many
the
cigarettes
gums, the
because
inhaler.
of the e-cigarettes, and they're pissed. They'd do anything to try to get you guys off the market.
It's a lot of money.
Hell yeah. But you know what? People darn concerned at the fact that emphysema, COPD, asthma, all these things, because they're putting, what? Tell me some of the things. It's asbestos in cigarette filters. They're putting formaldehyde. Okay, these are just a few of the things that I know, and I don't even smoke cigarettes. And these are things that I look at and I see, and I'm like, why the hell would anybody? But you guys are addicted, and for any new people to start, I wouldn't even. I can't fathom somebody starting to smoke cigarettes when you now have marijuana available that's never caused a death. It won't cause you lung problems. Just be careful on what you buy on the street. You got to be careful because there's people out there that don't care about other people, and they don't care about life, and they're just out for their agenda. And that's the agenda. And that's what the upper echelon will do. So you got to be careful.
Got a question from a patient. Marina says, "Hey, Bill, how are you doing, buddy?"
Living the dream. I saw you riding a bike, huh?
Oh, yeah, I drive a Harley.
Good for you.
Gotta live, right? Oh, yeah.
Can you update us on what Steve Sweeney's doing about vaping?
Get over here.
This vaping thing's affecting Eric greatly this week. It's really bad.
I don't know. I mean, here's what I would say to you. Sometimes members of the legislature put a flag up. And they put a flag up so people come run to that flag. And I listen, I haven't spoken to the Senate President. I don't know what the game plan is here. I think you're seeing this at the national level. And I think I said this when we were last together, that there's a big crackdown coming on both CBD and now obviously on vaping. And, there's been an expansion at the local level. There's concerns that there's a vape shop on every corner. Not every vape shop is at the level and quality that yours are, okay? There's concerns with teens vaping, whatever the hell they're vaping, right? Some of it's alcohol, or some of it's nicotine-based, and some of it's potentially stuff with THC. But the problem that I've seen at the national level, that we've seen this crisis that's developed, has been through black market vape cartridges. That is my understanding of the facts are based upon black market. And so when you come back down to that point, and I'm not shitting on our black market with all due respect, because I know that there's an underground market in the cannabis industry that we've been talking about related to home grow, but ladies and gentlemen, this comes back to this problem that when you deal with the folks, and I'm standing outside the State House, inside this building, when you deal with folks in government, they want regulation. They want certainty. And so we're in this weird place right now. I'm using this as an example of like, well, isn't this a stupid thing that we're going to ban vaping? We're going to ban this idea that we're going to stop this by banning it? No, you're not. You're going to create the problem that is the problem. You're going to exacerbate it. Our problem right now is through illegal, unregulated devices that have killed people, period, full stop. So what are we doing to fix that? We're going to ban the legal, regulated devices that aren't killing people. It just seems silly. So listen, here's the good news about the process. The Senate President, the President of the United States have all said there's things that are going to come. Well, then there's going to be a process to get there, both regulatory and legislative. There'll be hearings here. There'll be a bill developed. I don't expect there's a voting session today, but I don't expect in earnest there's going to be a lot going on prior to November. You got the assembly on the top of the ballot. So what I said to you last time, we don't need more rallies. We don't need more, conventions in Atlantic City. We don't need any more of this nonsense. You can keep your $100 in your pocket. What we need is if you're sitting on your couch and you're ripping a bucket, or you're smoking a joint, or you're watching TV, or you're at work right now, or whatever you're doing, the best thing you could do is call your elected representatives and say, we want legalization, we want regulation, we don't want this stuff banned because it hasn't solved anything, right? That's our problem. So that's where I am. I come down and people know where I am. I support home grow, but I'm recognizing that we're not there right now. But I do support the regulation of illegal effort towards legalization of cannabis, and I have no problem with vaping. I used to smoke cigarettes, okay? It was the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life, okay? I smoked cigarettes. I used to smoke Parliament lights out of the back of this state house here. I would hang out the flagpole in my job, and I would light them one off the other. And I loved it, man. I mean, 5 o'clock in the morning, pacing on my patio. The dumbest thing I've ever done in my life. But if you choose to do that, God bless you. That's you, baby. I'm done with it, right? I moved on from my life with that stuff. But if vaping has gotten you off of the actual burnt cigarette and you're doing it and it's helping you, well, God bless you. That's better. It's certainly better than smoking the cigarette. So, and if you're able to phase out your entire nicotine intake because you've gone off of vaping, sorry if that's bad for business, my brother, but that's okay too. But we're grown adults here. Kids, absolutely not. No vaping for kids. And the idea here that we're going to take away, so, you know, we've lumped vaping into everything, right? It's nicotine vaping, illegal cartridges. By the way, there's a distinction that most people are aware of between you can vape flour. You don't actually have to vape oil. Or is that going to be banned now too? Which actually they're showing is vaping flour is actually a fairly good way to intake cannabis. We sell a lot of dryer vaping. Right? So is that part of this ban? I think the short answer is we have no idea what this is right now. It's a theory. It's an announcement in a press release. There's no bill attached. And, you know, I think we should all be paying attention to it. But it goes back to the larger issue. Taxing and regulating these substances for adults. We're adults here. This is America. There's nothing bad about that. We're going to actually help save lives by doing that. Right. That's my view.
Yes.
I agree with your view.
I do too.
Sounds good.
100%.
Bill, I baked Tracy a cheesecake. I baked this. Here, take this with you. You're Italian?
No, let me say
this will make you cry if you're Italian.
I'm going to say 2 things for you. I have to go to a TV interview right now. I don't trust what's in that cheesecake.
No, I swear.
I'm busting your chops. No, one of our good friends. No, don't you worry about that. One of our good friends handed me something one day from one of these things, and let's just say, lo and behold, surprise. But no, in all honesty, I am anti-cheesecake. I don't believe it's cake. It's cheese, and I think it's fake news. So I am not a cheesecake fan. It's more pie than it is cake. Fair enough.
Are you Italian?
I am 100%.
Okay, this is mascarpone cheese in here. So
all right, now that's different. But so let's talk about tiramisu. Okay, let's not tiramisu, tiramisu. Let's talk about tiramisu, and I'm a fan of that. But that's more of like a pudding. I don't know if I call that a cake, right? I know it's served in a cake presentation.
I thought it was a cake.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so
but
cool.
I mean, come on. Let's stop fooling people. Cheesecake isn't cake. Okay. Let's be honest. I'm anti-cheesecake.
It's a dinner.
I disagree. It could be dinner. I'm fine with you there, right? But
it's pretzel crust too, by the way.
Look at you made that?
Yes.
You are a man of amazing talents, young man.
This woman has been with us every week.
I know.
And it's her birthday today.
Happy birthday.
And we're so proud of her, and we're just happy to. And I'm whatever I could do. Yes.
Somebody needs them. So
I don't make cheesecakes for many people, but Tracy's one of them.
Be good. All right.
Thanks, Bill.
I got to go do some TV and some work, and then I got a big giant kayak on the top of my car, and I'm hoping to use it before the day's out.
You sure do.
Yeah, he's going to chase news, Lefty.
This is my first experience ever kayaking. I had so much fun. It was a blast.
I paddled 19 miles on the Delaware River on Sunday.
Oh, nice.
I actually got the Eagles military flyover. I got a personal one. Nice. So they came out of whatever Citizen Bank, whatever they're at. Lincoln Financial. Yeah. They came screaming right over the Delaware River. Oh, man. 4 F-16s right over my head. It was awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, it was totally cool.
Oh,
totally cool.
Oh, that's nice. I spent my weekend with the Freeholders and the American Legion in Cooper River at the Vietnam War Memorial.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
So, yeah.
God bless our freeholders.
Yeah.
I said freeholders,
yes.
not freeloaders. I said freeholders. Just want to make that official there. I'll see you guys. Take care. All right. Be good.
He's like, I'm not sure. Take care. He's like, oh, should I? All right, you know what? He made a great point there, and I got another point that makes a lot of sense. You know, when the drug dealers started putting the fentanyl in the drugs and killing people, what did they do? They took away the prescriptions that people needed. And the people that really needed the prescriptions really are suffering
Yes, they are.
still. And a
gonna get
lot
worse
of
before
those
it gets better.
people ended up going to the street because they had no choice, because the doctors were not giving them anything for their pain and basically telling them that they were on their own. And then
That's-
these people, a lot of
Let me
them
tell you something,
ended
Cindy.
up turning to heroin. You know, it took me a while to understand this. I didn't understand it. I really thought it was a choice, but then I realized it's not a choice for everybody. Some people are just at the end of the rope, and it's either survive or die. And I realize
Fight or
now,
flight.
yeah, there was no choice that was given to them from the doctors, because the doctors failed us, the doctors abandoned us, and the doctors have no more compassion. We're a number. We mean nothing to them. We got to become our own advocates. We got to take care of our own health care. We're responsible for ourselves. We can't expect anybody else to be responsible for us. Can't expect to go to a doctor where they are limited to at most 15 minutes with you to check your file, to hear your problems, and to diagnose you and get you out of there.
See, but that's what I love about my doctor. He doesn't go by that thing. I like the small office atmosphere. He takes time for his patients. And let me tell you, if I'm sitting in his waiting room and somebody's bitching about the amount of time they're waiting, it's like, well, when you're in there, he doesn't rush you.
I had a doctor. I was thinking
Yeah.
about him.
You want other people rushed?
I had a doctor. His name was Jack Goldstein. Shout out to Jack Goldstein. He was my doctor for 33 years. He was like a father to all of his patients. Every single one of his patients looked at him like he was our father. He was one of the last compassionate doctors that I've seen. He died 6 years ago. And yes, he was a script doctor, but a lot of people called him a quack, and he even got arrested 6 times. Yeah, charged with prescribing deadly medicine too freely. He was prescribing his patients what they needed. He wasn't allowed to because, things started getting where they were getting more and more controlled. But his patients had already been on this so-called, what we'll call protocol, where they were allowed to get this many prescriptions and this kind of narcotic for their pain in mass amounts. And then all of a sudden, it just stopped. A lot of these people, if they go off the drugs abruptly, they can either die or it could cause psychiatric problems. And they can actually become very extremely depressed and get anxiety and panic attacks to the point of such a chemical imbalance that they're in fight or flight mode and they can actually end up suicidal. This is all facts. And, people need to do research and find out, why things are the way they are. It's wrong that the government abandoned us. Big Pharma abandoned us. We all got to realize that all they care about is the money. No doctors are allowed to care about us really anymore. And if they do, they're criticized. Mm-hmm. They're punished. And if they do what they're told, and a lot of them got to push these other type of drugs that are on the agenda.
Right.
Like gabapentin.
What happened?
And there's people.
So I just
turn it up.
There.
Special news report. Breaking news
I
coming
just got
in.
an email from one of the vape lobbying groups that Murphy is going to be making an announcement about vaping in New Jersey at 3:30 today.
3:30.
3:30.
Where's the announcement being held at?
Now, if Sweeney's involved,
Press conference.
Sweeney's got an agenda that he has to make, so he wants all
I don't know where it
flavored
is
vapes
going to be.
gone. Is it going to be here?
I would imagine. I don't know where though.
It might be here. The news had pulled up, and then they turned around and they went, and they'll probably be back if it is going to go on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, Bill said he was going on the news somewhere.
Oh yes. Well, Bill does
he know
chasing
about it?
news.
Who?
Bill.
I wonder
Most
if he knows.
likely.
Bill who?
Bill.
Caruso.
Bill Caruso. The guy from
About the
Chasing
press
News.
conference?
Yeah.
I don't know if he knows about the press
Well, you know he does Chasing News.
He's going on TV.
Yeah, he's doing
exactly,
the Chasing News
so-
thing.
Wow.
I asked him if he was chasing news. He said, yeah, he's going to chase news.
Man, this is gonna be
How
crazy.
come every time I come, Lefty
But
leaves?
How do we
Okay,
find
I'll
out
take
where
over.
this is at so we can be there?
Well, we're going to be here. I think we're
Okay.
already here, Tracy. I think we're already here.
I know.
I seen little Harry Potter, by the way.
Oh my God.
Oh, your kid is
Cindy,
adorable. I knew it. I knew it.
Oh
I
my
called
God,
it,
you should
didn't
have
I?
seen him.
I'm
And, you
sure.
know, I knew he was.
I'm surprised
so
he's
in
not
love.
playing Harry Potter.
Well, they did ask
He
him.
didn't get
you
the
know,
part or what?
How long before you're gonna be up there? And he said,
Oh,
about
he's gonna-
another year.
Oh, yeah.
And then he'll be up there. So he had a nice conversation with the
Oh, I
kids
bet.
that played young Harry Potter and young Lily. So that was nice. He got to get pictures with them, talk to them, and talk to a lot of the people from the play. And I mean, it was late, man, and I was starting to get like tired. And this kid, in part 3 and 4, Acts 3 and 4, there's so much more involvement that there's like.
You see, I'm sending you a bunch of casting calls.
Yes.
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 There's another one.
Always.
Halloween's coming up. He should really try out. I mean, that kid.
I
is-
made sure
I'm
to
sure they like
upgrade
little
to-
goblins.
We were in the embassy lounge, and it was really nice.
I
So
did,
he was
my
network-
cats did the New York Fashion Week with Tracy Reese. They
I
walked
re-
down the runway.
I remember you telling me
Yeah.
about that a while ago.
Now,
so
did
he
you see? I
started
sent you a
networking.
casting call for the movie Living Dead.
Probably. Yeah.
Because I think he
I'm
should
sure
try
did.
out for the Living
Well,
Dead.
We'll see. We'll
I
see.
would if
we'll
I was.
see what happens. I mean, I saw a totally different light in his eye last night, and I went.
And by the way, if anybody wants a job, they're looking for, they got a casting call going out for background actors for The Living Dead.
There you go.
And then there's some fun events going on, like Atlantic City and stuff. They do the zombie walk. That's always fun. Maybe Lefty should dress like Jesus this year.
Right there
Down
you
at the
go.
zombie walk. Hey, Lefty.
He's over there.
Why don't you
Hi,
dress like
Rose.
Jesus on the zombie walk down in Atlantic City this year? We'll all go and smoke on the boardwalk. Oh, yeah, definitely. Have Bongholio go. You can christen all the zombies.
We'll have to see if he's available. Yeah,
Give him the Holy Grail.
You know, kids into it
Yeah.
when he's like, there was a break between Act 2 and Act 3, and it was a 2.5 hour break, and he's like, Mommy, when can we go back in? When can we go back in? When can we go back in? And then we get in, we're the first ones right there at the doors, and he's like, what do you mean we have to wait until they open the doors? It's a couple minutes, just a couple minutes, and man, 6:28, and he's like, well, Mommy, how much longer?
Yellow jacket.
How much longer? And he loved every single second of it. It was so great to see that light in his eyes. I mean, he didn't make it 5 minutes in the car after, before he was out. But it was such a great experience. It was so great.
that's on delay over here, I noticed.
Yeah, it's always on delay.
It's always on delay. In case we've got to
Always
block
on
something I
delay.
say, huh? Lefty's
Case
not
we
here, so if
gotta
I
block
say
anything
something, it's
any
going to
of
take a
us
while
say.
for him to run over and block it, huh? I see there's about a 5-minute delay on this.
No, we had a great time.
Oh, you've got a yellow jacket flying around you.
No, this bee has been like.
Hey, let's get back to marijuana news. Now, I got a lot of marijuana news, being that I haven't been here to educate a lot of people. I'm sure Lefty filled everybody in, but Murphy does have a lot of new laws for the marijuana for symptoms. You know, if you can get it for migraine headaches, anxiety, quite a few new symptoms added, right?
Really?
New conditions. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Simple migraines and anxiety. Who doesn't have that, right?
Right.
You can get a
So why
marijuana
doesn't
license.
he just freaking legalize already? Because
Well, see, this is
everybody
the
in
thing.
state
I
now
know. I
qualifies.
do have an answer to that. Murphy wants to legalize it, but Congress won't let him. Congress won't approve it. So he's trying everything he can by making everybody in the state of New Jersey a patient. because
exactly.
yeah.
Because if everybody's a patient, then you don't have to legalize it.
Exactly. So, well, the patients are legal. We're legal to smoke it in public wherever there is a recreational tobacco receptacle. A lot of people don't realize this. We can actually stand right outside the entrance of the store, the police department, which Lefty showed people, and we are legally allowed to smoke our medicine as long as we have a prescription and our legal medicine with us.
I killed him.
No, you didn't kill him. You just knocked him in the head and caused a little concussion. I seen him fly off holding his head.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
he wanted
he's
your
gone
sour
as long
cherry
as he's
preserves.
gone.
But so anyway, did you know that you could get a marijuana license for $199 on the internet? And you don't need to go see the doctor.
Did you see the Patient Collective?
They'll do a face-to-face chat with you.
Yeah,
and you fax over your information.
There's a Patient Collective. You pay $420.
Forget the $420. It's $199.
Yes. Yep.
No, it's your birthday.
I see. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
If we had more pieces,
hungry? You want to give us a slice of pizza or something? Huh?
Would you like a slice of pizza?
Yeah. Would you like a slice of pizza? Slice of pizza? Yeah, slice of pizza. You're welcome. So, oh, you're welcome. The dispensaries, they have different sales and they have different prices. And I've been to a lot of different dispensaries, so I've been dispensary hopping. And what I found, I like the weed at Harmony. They've got a lot of different choices. I'd say that Harmony's got more choices than anybody else right now. I heard that Garden State only has a few strains. But when I went to Harmony, they had a lot of really good strains. They had, I got Asteroid, Hero, and Silvertip, and it looked great. Had a lot of... what's that called? Terps, right? And had a lot of terpenes.
That's cool.
What's that other stuff? What's that crystally stuff on the buds? What's that called again? I'm pulling a blank.
Trichomes.
Trichomes. It had beautiful trichomes on it. And their price is one price for all their weed. And I believe that was $115.
Yeah, because their prices went up for a quarter.
Now, let me explain their system, too, because it was first time I was there. So if you drive over 50 miles to get there, you get 10% off.
50?
If you drive over 50 miles,
50. Where's
50. Harmony.
Harmony.
And I think it's in Sussex.
Okay, I'm more than 50.
Yeah,
me
so
too.
it was
We
70
need to take
for
a
me.
trip.
I'm like
So
80.
we carpooled. So
I'm
we
further
split,
down than you.
the tax or whatever, the tolls. So anyway, they stack their discounts. So what that means is, like, say you're gonna get like a 40% discount. Well, it's not a true 40% discount. So when you get there, all the dispensaries, by the way, are different with their financial, low income, percentage off. So Cureleaf gives you 20% off for that. Breakwater gives you 15% off for that. Harmony gives you 10% off for financial assistance. All right? Now, when you go to Harmony, they will give you 10% off if you drive over 50 miles. They will give you 10% off. You will get 10%. You will have to go to Harmony. You give that to off that little bottom number I just told you how they stack. What they'll do is they'll take a strain sometimes. So when you go in for your stackable disc, me and my friend got something like 55% off our first time. And we paid like $26 an eighth. I mean, it was really not bad at all. So, and also, I think that their bottles, just like Breakwater. See, Cureleaf charges you $5 extra if you buy an eighth rather than a quarter. So basically, if you buy a quarter and 2/8, you're paying $10 more for that quarter, as if they didn't get enough, you know? You go to Breakwater, they actually only charge you $1 more for a quarter. So you're only paying $2 more on your whole quarter. So, because they're only charging $1 more for your rate. You get it? So there's I always like to get the littler bottles. So I'm willing to pay $1 a piece for my bottles rather than getting a big bottle. Personally, I like Breakwater the best. Harmony wasn't bad. They're just too far. So anybody else got any info on the dispensaries they've tried? I have not been to, what is it, CCF? Yeah, I have not been there because I've smelled their weed from other people, and it smells like dirty sneakers, and I'm afraid to even go there.
Here's the thing.
There he goes.
I have found that all the dispensaries, there's like ebbs and flows of like the quality that's coming out of them.
God, yes, totally
right?
different.
So like CCF notoriously, thank you. CCF notoriously, from what I understand early in the program, I've been in since 2015, was like, oh, don't go there, like, hey, smells like hay, poor quality, blah, 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 blah. Right. But I went, and like, I was actually impressed, and like I haven't been there in like over a year.
They might have got a new grower.
They have, and there was like an investment from, I think, Green Acres Holdings, like invested into them, and they have like a whole new setup on how they're growing. They grow in like these like pods, these big enclosures. So it's a different way of growing. They grow like off the walls of them or something like that. But that changed the way
it tastes.
It tastes, the way, even like the feel of it. Like you get more of those dense buds. They're not airy. And again, I haven't been there in a while, and I've heard varying reports, but I think it just boils down to there's ebbs and flows in all the dispensaries as far as the quality, and I think that has to do with the demand that's coming from the market, whether or not they're going to rush this crop or not rush a crop.
Right. They used to have to produce it so quickly that they were picking it prematurely and not curing it
properly. Well, that's a suspicion at least, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, it was pretty obvious by the way it looked. Yeah.
Right, but who are we to say?
Exactly, because, even though we've been looking at it for 50 years.
We're not allowed to grow. We know nothing about it.
Yeah, even though we've been looking at it for 50 years, you know, our opinion really means nothing to them. And at first, when the market started opening up, they were really hiring a lot of unprofessional people that really didn't know what they were doing. And now I think they're realizing that they needed professional growers in there. I think a lot of professional growers stepped up to the plate and said, hey, give me a chance. I can improve the business.
I think that has to do with all the restrictions that were put on the medical program in the early years. Christie was not friendly to the program. I don't think there was incentive for any of the dispensaries to spend that money on the professionals because they knew they were only going to grow so much, was only going to produce X, Y, Z for them, whether it was a profit or not. And I suspect in the beginning, who was making money? Because there weren't that many patients.
Who secretly misses Governor Christie? Oh, he was fun. He'd come out and talk to us. Has Murphy come out? Has he? Murphy has not, that I know of.
Murphy's going to be talking today about the state of vape.
He needs to come
at
talk
3:30.
to us.
I got to find out where that is.
He needs to come on Lefty's podcast and let the world know what are his plans. What happened?
It didn't.
It didn't yet, but
that's what happened.
Yeah, true, but he's got to get more public opinion than corporate opinion.
I'm happy that the laws, like certain laws, have changed and more people have access to natural medicine.
Yes.
But they haven't increased the production. There's no more grows than there were. Like we had 6 grows before with 15,000 patients. What do we have, 55 or 60,000 now in the state? And we still have the same number of grows. What did I see? I saw a posting the other day that like one of the dispensaries had like a 1/4 ounce limit. It was like only one strain.
Yeah, right.
Like what? Really? How does that even happen?
Right. Now, which dispensary was this?
I don't remember.
Wow, I wouldn't even go there.
It was like one strain, 1/4 ounce limit. It was a CBD strain too.
Oh my God, that's insane.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, they're not keeping up with the demand, are they?
They can't.
No. Did you hear there's 50,000 patients in the state of New Jersey?
A lot of patients for 6 facilities to support.
Yeah, 50,000 and 6
and
facilities.
Growing.
Yes. And you heard what I said about there being, you can get online for $199 now, and you can get your medical marijuana in the state of New Jersey, hassle-free. Online, approved. He'll do a video chat. The doctor will do a video chat.
One of those deals.
One of those deals. Let you pay with the credit card. You're good for 1 year, 3 ounces. I've been referring a lot of people. I also know a doctor in Lakewood, $125. You're in. He also takes insurance, but you have to make him your primary.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how that works.
Yep. That's how that works.
Take over.
So the people that are wondering, how do I get my doctor to do this? Most doctors now are certified to be.
They all have the ability.
Yeah,
right?
I think they all have the ability now, and all you have to do is not be scared and just ask for it.
That's right.
Just say.
Well, some doctors are anti.
Yeah, there is some doctors.
You know what I mean?
You got to use your,
they're gonna say,
your own
no,
judgment
don't
if you
do
think.
that, don't do that.
You know,
There's not enough
sometimes it's good to
science.
hit up the receptionist on the side.
Like my
you know?
endocrinologist, because I used to weigh 250 pounds. Type 2 diabetic. I got into the program, dropped all my pharmaceuticals, dropped a ton of weight.
Yep.
I'm not even registering as a diabetic anymore. My endocrinologist is like, oh, what's going on? I said, you want to hear the best part about this, doc?
Yeah.
I stopped taking my meds.
Yeah, because the meds
December,
were making you sick.
And like, obviously, I don't need them because I'm not even registering. So I guess I beat
Right.
this. He goes, well, what'd you do? What'd you change?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm in the medical marijuana program. And I explained to him. He goes, no, that's not it.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you
Didn't
tell
wanna
me?
hear it.
Tell me you seen a witch doctor. Maybe
Didn't wanna hear it.
That's more believable. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, he needs to wake up, and he needs to do some research.
But that's not what he went to school for. He went to school to
well,
write prescriptions.
You know what? Here's a very interesting thing.
He just lost a patient.
Yeah, I actually, if you've been following me on Facebook, every time I go to the damn hospital, they diagnose me with another deadly, incurable disease. And so I hurt my hip, and I broke my bursillis inside my hip, and they go and tell me it's spinal root disease. And I'm like, what the hell is spinal root disease? Sounds like a made-up word. And I looked right at the doctor and said, that's a misdiagnosis. I didn't wake up like this. I slipped down a step, and I sprained my hip at the least. So when I go back to the doctor a month later, because it's not getting better, and the doctor checks me all out, and I went there with Bob, and I said to the doctor, the emergency room doctor said it was spinal root disease. Sounds like a made-up word. He looks right at me. He goes, it's a made-up word. I'm like, okay, well, what happened? Oh, well, you broke your bursillis. I said, yeah, well, why are they allowed to misdiagnose you, make up words, and then not give you nothing for the pain whatsoever, or even tell you what to do? They just charge your insurance company for nothing. I find this all the time. I actually found out I was allergic to sulfate, and that a lot of these deadly incurable diseases were caused from an allergy. And when I started curing these deadly incurable diseases, I'll go down.
You look different from the last time I saw you. Look a lot
healthier and younger. Yeah, I know a lot of people are telling me that. I found the fountain of youth, and I really did. I found out that a lot of the things they were giving me was making me sick, and they were allergies. And I found out so many things because I had to learn how to cure myself, how to save myself, because the doctors sure weren't going to help. And I had been diagnosed with a autoimmune disease because my immune system was overreacting due to a high amount of stress because, that we had the two giant, 150-pound, 150. Did a tree just fall on somebody's car?
That's okay.
Acorns.
I'm suing the state. I gotta trim this acorn tree down.
I was gonna say it's not because of me. It's not because of me, and if it was, it would have hit me.
Trimming is actually one of the hardest parts.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, a tree just let loose on an SUV. So we had black walnuts fall on our house, completely destroy it. Then the contractor stole, $189,000, took off. Then June 20th, I woke up to my horns blowing, and I opened my door at 2 o'clock in the morning and noticed my cars are submerged underneath the water up to the headrests. And I grabbed my keys and go out there, chest high water, and I woke everybody up in the neighborhood, and then I jumped on my Harley, and ironically, it started on the first push of the button, and I flew it out of there with it gunned in first like a jet ski. I'm making this long story really short. Anyway, the floodwaters came in, and but I woke everybody up, and it was a pretty exciting time. And then the tornado came about a month and a half ago, I guess 6 weeks ago. Yeah, and our place was ground zero. It went right through Railroad Avenue. It took down every single tree. I'd say a couple hundred trees, and these trees were like 150, 200 feet tall, and they were down across the road. It was insane, and it was the whole length of the road. I mean, I'm talking from Mount Laurel to East Hampton on Arancocas Creek, and then it went and picked up a 200-pound tree out of our yard and cut our neighbor's house right in half, right down the center while they were inside the house. Since then, I wish I could say it was quiet, but I'm walking through Columbus Market the other day, and that was last Sunday, and one of the vendors dropped dead in front of me. So I heard the people gasp, and they all started
Hold on, guys. We have
gathering around.
We have something here for Tracy. This is for you, Tracy.
Hey, we're all gonna sing "Happy Birthday," everybody.
Thank you.
You ready?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tracy. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much. Good luck. Are you going inside to? You're fighting for licenses, right?
Now the flash dance. You ready?
Cindy, give him your mic. I want to ask him a question.
Here you go. Before the flash dance.
You're fighting for licenses now. What's
Tell America what you want.
We're fighting for driver's licenses for all in the state of New Jersey. So undocumented people and all people that are able to drive are able to get a license regardless of status. So.
Awesome. That's all. Are you being successful so far, or are you making any headway?
Well, it's been 18 years since this. Both the Democrat and the Republican parties have not been meeting our demands as people. So we're here trying to push them along and tell them before the 2020 election to do their job.
Okay, awesome. And it provides money for the
state,
for the state, right?
It would mean that people would get insured. It would mean that people would then be able to not get arrested or then deported because of not having the ability to get driver's licenses. And it would be the 13th or 14th state now, and including Washington, D.C., that has driver's licenses for undocumented people. So it's just expanding something that's already happening across the nation. So, yeah.
Okay, and what's the name of your group?
What country you're from?
I'm from the U.S.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm here supporting, but my parents are Latin, so Mexican, Honduran, but...
It's for all countries, not just for a particular country.
I had a girlfriend back years ago that came up here with her daughter from Honduras. Very dangerous, and it's I don't have a problem with that. So.
Now I have a question. If you do get a license in the state of New
We
Jersey,
just want to transport ourselves, our kids, our family members our jobs, to the doctor's offices, to take care of our families and make it easier for us to
I don't have a problem with that. I think it's a good idea.
Because we pay tax all the time.
There's gonna be money. They want money. They want your money. That's all they want. You give them the money, they're happy. So.
Or people pay for somebody stop. The cop stop somebody. Is gonna spend $729. But Coughlin and Sweetie don't want to move. Quijano, they don't want to move the bill. 18 years of lies, two parties, same lies, me? And why say we live here in New Jersey, we pay the taxes, the people got business. If you got driver licenses for another states like Maryland, you can make the company here, and you pay own company, landscaping company, and got a driver license for Maryland. If I pay my taxes every 3 months. I make my taxes, but they don't want to give you the New Jersey driver license. But I can drive with my Maryland driver license in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And for pay the taxes. But,
Okay, so you can drive with another state's license here in New Jersey. So Jersey's missing out on all that money, so they want that money.
Exactly.
So let them know you have money for them, and they'll
Exactly.
believe me, they'll agree.
Now we go to the Senate. All right, thank you guys. We appreciate it. Thank you for
Yeah, man. Thank you. Good luck. Uh-oh. I hope they're not getting in trouble.
what would they get in trouble for?
Well, they were told they could share our permit today, and the police told us, no, they can't share the permit.
Oh.
And the police said, well, they will have a problem if they show up and go in the state house without a permit or something. I don't think they're going to have a problem, though, because they're very peaceful. They're just here to fight for their licenses, and they're very nice people. These are
Yeah.
families, and, you know. Bye. Bye,
Hey,
Rose.
I have a question. Do they go around and check the pay?
Yes, they do.
Oh, I better go pay something.
We know
All right,
when
let me
they
go check.
We see them. Where are you parked at? I think you're okay. We see them coming.
Well, would you see them coming before they come?
Yeah. Usually we do.
Does the thing take cash?
I believe it takes cash.
I'm gonna go do that right now. Here. Here, I'm gonna go give blood. Could you take over here?
Just swab yourself on there, and that's how you pay for it. Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
It's a gift that keeps on giving.
All right, so I hope they don't have a problem. They're gathering back here. I don't know if you can see this. They're gathering behind me now.
They're down by the fountain.
Yeah, they're by the fountain now, where we used to be. And I don't have a problem with them being here. And I told the police that.
And the police still said no.
They still said no, but they're. Well, I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah.
They just can't go inside?
I don't know. I'm not sure what the deal is.
What does the permit us to do? To gather here and set up, right?
Gather here, set up, whatever. I
And
guess.
be here.
Yeah. I guess they can't gather as a group.
That yellow bag where you.
Can you get a kind of license?
I wonder if an illegal or an
Undocumented can get into the program.
person can. I have.
You need a
question.
license.
Yeah.
You need a license.
You need a license
The answer's
and
no.
an address.
Yeah,
Yes.
you need, yeah,
So
and
yes,
for
let's
the
get
state of New
licenses for
Jersey.
them.
Wow.
Let's get them licenses. What's that guy's name?
I don't know.
Hey, I'm gonna get you guys cannabis cards. You guys get your licenses. We're gonna get you cannabis cards if you need them. If you're sick. They can't hear me.
I'm sure they have a lot of anxiety over what's going on.
Well, they have police sitting here watching them.
Right.
And they're hanging out, at the State House, but they're trying to exercise their rights, and I support them for exercising their rights. And I actually support this driver's license thing now because now they can get cannabis cards with that license. Yes. Yes, Eric. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That is brilliant.
I think of some things sometimes.
Yeah.
Every now and
That it wasn't the working class non-documented, that it was the non-documented who are looking to get more benefits from the state and federal government that were pushing for licenses. So I feel really happy that now it reclarified the situation for me, that they just want to give what they're giving another state to the state that they live in.
Yeah, they can do it in other states, so why not do it here now?
And so why are we saying no to this? I'm not quite understanding, because how is this hurting us by them getting licenses?
Yeah, it's actually
Because
not.
they're already paying taxes.
Yeah, it's actually helpful. It is actually. Yeah, me too.
Because now they
I
have
didn't know that.
licenses in other states.
Yeah, Maryland can give you a license, and they can use their Maryland license here in New Jersey. So New Jersey is missing out on all that money that these people are getting in
'cause
Maryland.
They're
that-
business
so-
owners and stuff. Like the one gentleman, he has a landscaping business.
So,
Right.
yeah,
So
it's gonna happen.
It's kind of crazy. Like, why wouldn't we?
Grab that mic there, Slav. Grab a mic. Either one. Just any one. I got you. I got you.
So being undocumented does not necessarily mean that you're illegal.
Did I say illegal again? Sorry. You were actually brought over from Russia?
Belarus.
Belarus.
Right.
And you were undocumented as a child, right?
No.
Oh, no, you weren't. You
No,
were born here.
No, I had a green card.
You were swept across the border, kind of.
Right. I was a legal immigrant, and I strongly believe in legal migration. And as me and you discussed before we started the show here, that I was given an example. Let's say there's a World War II, and there's a deficit in food, and there's a huge line. Hundreds of people standing in line, and you got senior citizens in this line, and everybody is waiting for their turn to receive a loaf of bread. Now, can you just imagine somebody coming in the front and cutting and grabbing a loaf of bread? Essentially, that's what's going on. You have a line of legal migrants, senior citizens, people that spend their last, dollar just to come here legally. Now you have people that are overburdening the system. They're just coming here. They're literally stealing.
It's all about having a connection. Money. Pay someone to get you across. Or like my ex-girlfriend who brought her daughter across. That's ballsy.
Is that with coyotes. Is
Nah, I think she just drove up from Honduras.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, because I know there's a what do they call them? I'm not sure.
Coyotes.
Coyotes. They take people in the vans and they bring them here for a certain amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. So, but it is a difficult situation. It's understandable. And there's a lot of sympathy for any kind of person that's trying to flee their country because there's certainly it's understandable. However, those that are coming here legally, they are getting, they're having problems, in other words, because of this issue. So.
Well, I want to get them cannabis cards now. I can't wait to tell them the good news.
I got an idea, Lefty. We could stand at the airport, and all the fresh off the boat immigrants, they can we can right
get your license and your cannabis card.
Because hey, they ask. Did you know? Yeah. They actually ask you when you first enter the country, how would you like to spell your name in English? They should ask you, well, would you like to medicate with cannabis? Because this is, right?
Yeah, you need a card for that. We have a card.
Yeah.
We do cards here.
Yeah, you could do
cards in New Jersey.
Because, the prohibition is not just slowly to America, obviously. It's all around the world. America did start it, but it's all around the world. And as a matter of fact, in other places of the world, the prohibition is like 100 times worse. In my country, Belarus, if you get busted with a roach, you're getting 8 years in prison. 8 years in prison.
Ow!
Don't
take it out of my mic.
Where is Belarus?
So Belarus is it borders with Poland, Ukraine, Russia, Lithuania, Latvia. They call it the land bridge into Eastern Europe. It borders with a lot of people don't know, but in Belarus, this city called where my grandparents are from are Polsk. That's the center of Europe, literally, geographically. That is the center.
Wow.
Of Europe, yeah.
So is it like really close to Russia?
By vehicle. And same thing to Russia, same thing to Ukraine, to the Baltic states,
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you like it there?
Well, yeah, growing up, I loved it. I did.
It's very cold, right?
Well, sometimes it gets snow September 1st. So, yeah.
So what happens? That's when your winter starts?
The winter starts, obviously, not in September, but sometimes they can get first snow, like September 1st, 2nd, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, it's very severe winters there. In other words, you cannot you can't make it without fur clothing.
Wow.
You need
it. Yeah, you're talking you need those special shoes and stuff,
that. Yeah,
right?
you can't. That's like bread and butter and water,
So, who is your president?
The president of the country is Mr. Lukashenko.
Do you like him?
Well, I'm not very educated on the politics of the country.
Yeah, I don't like getting involved in the politics around here neither.
But it's not even.
I really don't. I don't like any of our politics.
It's horrible.
Just like anywhere, a split opinion.
Yeah.
I don't have an opinion because I left when I was 11, so I can't speak for something that
How could you leave when you were 11? Did you
My parents brought me. Well,
wow.
we
okay.
migrated. I was 11. My parents were in their 50s.
Wow.
And
so
you remember?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask too. What's your memory of that? Was it exciting?
I didn't want to
were you
leave.
Scared?
Honestly, I was crying. I didn't want to leave.
I bet. You got to leave your friends. It's like
my parents
going to a
told
new
me.
world.
But at that time, the political landscape, I guess, and everything. It was my parents literally told me, "You'll never see these people ever again in your life." And this is
that. That's hard.
Yeah.
That's real hard.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to leave.
All right.
I was.
You ever go back?
I've never been back. No.
Wow. No. It should be on your bucket list, huh?
It is one of these when I get rich.
Yeah, right.
It's expensive. It's not.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. Sounds exciting, though.
Yeah, it is.
So when you moved over
I can't
here,
smoke pot there.
Where'd you go?
You guys are gonna have to.
Where'd you end up moving to? New York?
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yeah, I've been here pretty much. Well, now I live in PA.
What part of New Jersey?
Central.
Central New Jersey. It's very expensive to retire here in New Jersey.
Well,
they say
it used
it's
to
one
be
of
a
the
lot
worst
cheaper
places.
when we moved to the United States. The rent used to be like around $700 for a one-bedroom apartment, where it's like around $1,200, $1,100.
Yeah,
now.
it's gone up quite a bit.
And a loaf of bread was like 50 cents. Gas was like $1 essentially.
Right.
So
minimum wage hasn't gone up much.
So things have changed a lot. But yes. In Poland, I think it's a absolutely wonderful part of the world. Aside from the fact that their cannabis laws are extremely, I don't even want to.
Relaxed.
You get
we'll
it.
say relaxed, right?
Yeah.
I may not be relaxed there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So.
Hey, I had found a genealogy that my father had, and Jewish, and I am. But I also got Scottish and Hungarian and Jewish, what else was there? Scottish, Hungarian, and Swedish.
I got a question from a patient.
So I don't know if any of that's over by Poland, but I know that my great-great-grandparents came from
it's all
Budapest.
Europe.
I have a
It's all
question from a
Europe, yeah.
patient. A patient wants to know, do we...
If you
Answer
make it
that.
yourself.
Yes, I can
Yeah.
answer that. You will have to make your own Rick Simpson oil for now. They do have it cut down, but it's cut down so much that it is not going to cure your cancer
Right.
or even help you.
They don't have it.
No, they
The
do not
dispensaries don't
have
have it.
And have them scare you because you get pointed to places that say you need a pound or you need several ounces, and
I got a
it
video
takes
out there.
12 ounces.
Check
and-
out my video. It's out there.
Lefty has a video.
Yeah.
I also I know how to make it in 10 minutes. I can explain to everybody how to make it in 10 minutes in less than 1 minute. And all you got to do is get yourself a new wave tabletop and get a conductive therm pan. Get yourself a silicone spatula or a wooden spatula, and then you can use any amount of marijuana you want to use.
Flameless.
Yes,
Flameless.
yes, it has to be flameless. I do it outside because you got to have proper ventilation. It's easier to get a hold of also, so you can use either one of those two things. And what you do is you set your temperature at 160 degrees. It's going to start boiling down, but what you got to do first is you got to put your marijuana into the mason jar with the solution that you've chosen to use, and you do what they call is a wash, and you shake it vigorously, and you do this wash, and after you shake it vigorously for about 3 minutes, you dump it into the mason jar through some kind of a cheesecloth to strain it, and then you do the wash again. You do this 3 times until you have your liquid. It's green liquid mixed with the alcohol, and then you add that to the pan. That's you put on 160, and you got to keep moving that around because you don't want it frying up. And when it gets down to the point where it's bubbling, if you add some water, the water will burn off before the alcohol. I mean, the water will be the last thing to burn off, basically.
Right.
So when those last bubbles of water burn off, you know that your solution is ready. And that's when you immediately move the pan from the new wave tabletop, and you have yourself Rick Simpson oil, and you can have it in 10 minutes. So there, I just explained it in 1 minute. And if you have any questions about that, just, I asked a question up on Facebook, and somebody will get back to you. All right. Anybody else got any questions? And I'll tell you what, when you use this Rick Simpson oil, me and Lefty, a woman had called me, it's about 5 years ago, and she had a son named Chad, and he had incurable brain cancer, and the hospital was sending him home, and he only had 2 weeks to live, and they said, well, call this woman, because she knows about the Rick Simpson oil, and they might be able to. And Ariel, I believe, and Bob went with us. We went to Chad's house up north. We showed Chad's mother how to make the Rick Simpson oil. I also explained that. Sure. And this day that I was home, and I got a phone call. And on the other end of the phone, I heard this young man say, your daughter's beautiful. And I said, well, thank you. I said, who is this? And he said, Chad. Did you know Chad called me? And I couldn't believe it. And his mother got on the phone afterwards and, told me that he's been in a refrigerator and he's been playing video games with his friends. He's been running around like nothing was wrong. He won't stick to the diet. And, needless to say, because he wouldn't stick to the diet and wouldn't do what he was supposed to, maybe Chad could have been here with us today. But, she couldn't have been happier with those extra 6 months. I mean, if you could imagine somebody telling you have 2 weeks with somebody that you love. And Iris had gone through hell because when her husband, who was a correctional officer, found out that his only son, who also did movies, he did movies. what was he, a producer or something? He was assistant producer.
Film guy. He liked film.
Yeah, he was a wonderful person, and then he came down with brain cancer out of nowhere. When his father found out, his father shot himself in the head and committed suicide. Iris was very upset with her husband, more than you could imagine. She was very angry with her husband for leaving her here to deal with this alone. And she's a strong woman. I'd love to get a hold of her again someday.
She's called me a few times. I want to meet with her again.
I wish I could meet with her too. I mean, we should have some kind of a reunion.
Let's get together.
Let's definitely plan this. I definitely reach out to her because, you know, that it shouldn't have ended there. We should have continued. You know,
but we didn't have access either. I didn't have access to oil. We got oil from somewhere.
Yeah, we had
and
recommended somebody to help.
Yeah,
somebody was donating to help.
Yeah,
you know, and
they hooked us up, and they just
because when you have brain cancer and you're in that stage, you need 1 gram a day, and that costs a lot of money. A lot of money, but you know, it's a shame because this stuff, a lot of places, a lot of growers, very compassionate people are donating a portion of their crops.
They do.
They're giving it away to help people, you know, that are in need.
I also want to thank CMMNJ.org, MagicalButter.com, UFCW, Local 152, NewJerseyWeedman.com, DavidVersusAutism.org, Medical-Freedom.com, New Jersey Grannies for Grass, JacksonStorms.com, Arlo Glass, OprahMachine.com, Pure Puff Vapor Supply. That's not it.
For now.
Hello? Pure Puff Vapor Supply.
Not for long. I think Governor Murphy's making an announcement at 3:30 that he's killing all vaping in Jersey. Like, period, end of story.
What?
Yes.
Yeah. At 3:30 today?
Yes.
Hurtful. Sativa Cross West. Wow, what a way to start the list. What a sad all the way around today. Our friend Eric's going to lose his shirt, lose his business, lose everything. Stop helping patients because of this stupid law. Really? Cheryl Miller used to come out here and fight. So did Diane. Sabrina Rose didn't. She died when she was 15. 25-hour seizure.
15 months.
15 months old. They made her see a psychiatrist when she was a year old. Made her jump through hoops, just like you see all the disabled people in Jersey jump through hoops. You want to get a movie ticket in New Jersey with forget it. Theater ticket. In a wheelchair, you got to call ahead, maybe send them your ID, go through all these hoops, prove that you're, in a wheelchair or whatever. They make it harder. You go to a concert in a wheelchair, they make it harder. It's easy to just show up in your wheelchair than to jump through the hoops they make you. Oh, wait for our phone call to call you back. I see what they do. Joan Ford, Randy, Polly, Bill, Chad, who we were just talking about.
Yeah.
He's one of the first people. He's one of the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's like the 12th person, so this is a long time ago. That was 5 years ago.
I think it was
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, I think it was 5 years ago.
Jeez.
Yeah. It was a while. That's why, we need to get a hold of her and go up there. I remember.
Yeah.
She made us all that food, and
She was so
we went up there
nice.
and we got to meet Chad, and he actually got on the radio and spoke. Remember, we went back there.
He was feeling better.
Yeah, he felt better, and we went down there, and he was back on the radio, and it was. We should bring up, when we do have our reunion, you should bring up some of those old tapes, and put it up there and see her again. I think enough time's passed where we need to see her again.
Yeah.
Jeremy, Colette, Matt, Troy, Felicia, Lynn, Dan, Sean, Joyce, Lori, Frank, Brian, Flo, Carl, Frank, and Michael Dillon, who died from a drop seizure. He's in his 20s.
Honeybee's son, right?
Yeah.
Too many people that could have been saved if cannabis was legalized earlier.
They shall grow.
Hashtag they shall grow.
Hashtag they shall grow. Everybody hashtag.
It's written in stone. Right down the street. Hashtag they shall grow. Come down. They're going down.